Hey, beautiful people, and thank you so much for coming back. And I'm going to show you how I create my knotless braids. So right now I am going to be using my Dax Grease to seal in some of that moisture to prevent itchy scalp, dry hair and scalp, so yes, so the client just washed the hair, and yes, so I'm just sealing in that moisture with that grease, and I'm using my Dax, and this is on natural hair. And yes, so keep watching. This is one of the braid I'll be using. It's from Braid Babe, and it's pre-stretched, lightweight. And the other one I'll be using is from Braid Nation, and it's a free chest pre-stretch hair, and it's 6 bunches in that pack, and the color is 1B. And I'll be using xpression braids, and the color is 613, and that's a blonde color. Yes, so I'll leave all the products and hair that I use in the description down below. So this hair is all pre-stretched, lightweight, and ready to go. And knotless braids, it's much more time consuming than traditional box braids, and it's lightweight, it's less tension on the scalp, less irritation, and you could style almost immediately when finished braiding. So yes, and I'll be using my rat tail comb to do my parting. And my shine and jam, of course, my shine and jam. And I'm just gonna use some shine and jam to define my parts and make my hair look nice and neat, the hairstyle look nice and neat. So tucking the natural hair plays an important part in any sort of braiding, whether traditional or box braids. And the color braid that I'm using is 1B, and the client's hair is a bit lighter. The braid is much darker than her natural hair, so whenever you're braiding and you're using a different color shade hair, always remember to tuck away the client's hair in order to prevent flyaways and hairs sticking out of the braid and making it look like it's not properly done. So the knotless braids is basically, you just as you start with the natural hair, you start a little 2-stroke braid with the natural hair, and then you add a piece of the synthetic hair, and then you do that, you braid it in, make sure it's secure, and then you add another piece until you have equal portions of hair before you can start braiding down or finish braiding that braid, that section. And you see how flexible it is now. So I'll be using the blonde braids, and I'll show you how I would be tucking her natural hair away in the blonde braids. So braiding, it's a protective style that that you can do in your hair if you want to retain length and you want your hair to stay healthy. You just moisturize, you moisturize your hair before any protective style. Yes, and yeah, so this is how I'll be doing, tucking her natural hair away so that it won't be showing through the blonde braids. So every time I fold, I put her natural hair around the sides of the hair, so when the hair bends over or overlaps, it will cover her natural hair. So back to the Dax. People say that grease don't grow your hair, it just clogs your pores and restrict hair growth. I don't know where people, I must say all of us, we are not the same. We don't have the same hair type. We don't have the same hair texture. We don't have the same hair porosity. Really and truly, I grew up on Dax hair grease. I grew up on grease, especially Dax, and as far back as I can remember, that was just the in thing. That was what people used to use, and my parents and their parents used to use in our hair and on our skin. So I still use it 30 plus years. I am still using Dax, and it works for my hair. So yes, I use Dax. I normally braid hair almost every day, and I use Dax in my clients' hair. So yeah. So you can try it, and if it don't work, please don't give it just one day or 1 week or 1 month. Give it some time, and if you see that there's no changes in your hair, but really and truly, grease oils, they're supposed to be used as sealants. Okay, so let's say you just wash your hair, you can add your moisturizers, your leave-in conditioners in your hair, and then you use the oil after, and that is called the LCO method. All right, so you leave in your cream and then your oil. So that's the proper way to seal your hair. So right now, as you can see, I am doing the different colors in her hair, the knotless braids, and look at my hair, and they are looking gorgeous and super neat and clean, and tucking away her hair as possible, because I want this style, and any other style that I do or braid, it should last for up to 1 month to 2 months with proper care. You can wash your hair with the braids in it, And you can add your moisturizers, your creams, and your oils, your grease in your hair to keep your hair moisturized and keep your scalp hydrated and yeah, prevent the itchy scaling of the scalp. Yeah, so people normally say braids can be, some people would say that braids can be itchy to the scalp and whatnot. You can wash your hair or you can soak the braid before you put it in your hair, and by doing that you can use apple cider vinegar, ACV for short, and some just normal room temperature water. So you can soak it overnight. Do it a day or so before you're gonna use the braid. Don't use hot water on the braids when you're soaking it. You soak it with room temperature water and apple cider vinegar, and then you can hanger dry. Put the braids on a hanger or whatever you can and just let it dry upright. Let it drip dry. Okay, so look at me doing this this color right now. Yes, you can be playful with the colors with your braid. And that's my Shine and Jam. That's the product that I normally use to do all of my braids. There is no build-up. There aren't any breakage, no complaints so far from Shine and Jam. I love using Shine and Jam. I use it on my hair. I use it as everyday styling. It's a conditioning gel, and I'll list it in the description box down below. So keep watching my video. I'm gonna bend it under, make sure it's under the synthetic hair, the natural hair, make sure it's under the synthetic hair, pull it under, and that's how I tuck. Look at how they're looking so neat and nice. The color is gorgeous. It goes well together. Here's another go at the blonde expression braid. Now this is how I do my knotless braids, and I'm sure most of you do start your knotless braids like this as well. Other people, most other people have different techniques of doing it, but this is how I do my knotless braids. The knotless braids, it can be time consuming depending on the size, but really and truly it all depends, because it can go up to, I completed this hairstyle in like 6 hours. Trust me, it is time consuming to complete. And if you want them smaller than this one, it will be much more lengthy. The time frame would be much more. So yeah, so just you just think about just getting the knotless braids and how well you would be able to maneuver it. As soon as you finish braiding your hair, you can style it almost immediately. Well, immediately after, you can switch it on the left, switch it on the right, put it up in a ponytail, all that good things with your knotless hair. So I am almost finished. I'm at the top already. I'm gonna put them in some hot water, boiling water, to seal the ends to make it nice and straight. And trim the flyaways. I already put my mousse in her hair, and I use Vigorol mousse. And I'll also leave that in the description down below. So this is the finished look. How smooth and neat they are looking. So this is the finished look. Look how smooth they are. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. So stay tuned for more. Please don't forget to subscribe.